Cars, buses, trucks, they all work for us, carrying our families and our things from place to place, but they also work against us, leaking and dripping oil and grease onto streets and parking lots, and releasing hydrocarbons and heavy metals into the air and onto the ground. Cleaning up the dirt left by cars means moving it somewhere else. Even cleaning buildings or walls can put flakes of toxic old paint into the environment. If you wash dirt off buildings, trucks, or parking lots into the streets, you are polluting your own environment because water from storm drains is not cleaned up or treated before it goes into the natural waterways. This means that water and pollutants that get into storm drains go directly into our creeks and lakes and then into the delta, bay, and ocean. And storm drain pollution can harm and even kill the animals and plants that live in and around the water. This video will show you how to pressure wash and steam clean buildings and plazas, how to clean sidewalks, gas stations, and parking lots, how to do the job right without polluting the environment, and how to do it following current laws and regulations.
The compliance aspect and adhering to the rules is really not that difficult. It's just a matter of doing it, knowing what to do and how to do it, and once you have that, it's a done deal.
It's really not as complicated as it might seem.
You just need to apply a few simple rules. Rule number 1, clean up before you wash down. Blow dirt into piles or sweep it up. Pick up as much dirt and debris as you can and dispose of it properly. When you do dry cleanup first, you save money because you use less water and you have less wastewater to collect or divert. Rule number 2, wash without soap. Use pressure and steam cleaning alone if it can do the job. For example, on sidewalks. Don't use soap, detergents, or solvents unless you really need them. These cleaning materials are themselves pollutants. They can harm plants and animals that live in the water. Rule number 3, if you do use detergents or solvents, or if oil or grease, metals, or old paint get into the water, keep that polluted water out of the streets and out of the storm drains. Even biodegradable soap can harm fish and wildlife. Biodegradable does not mean non-toxic. The Bay Area Stormwater Management Agencies Association, or BASMAA, can help you prevent pollution from your surface cleaning jobs. BASMAA pamphlets will give you clear guidelines and suggestions. Streets, parking garages, and parking lots are major sources of pollution. It's illegal to clean parking areas by discharging the wash water into the storm drain or street. You must collect the wash water and dispose of it properly. Here's one example. Before this dirty parking lot is cleaned, a mat is put down to cover the storm drain. A portable boom is carefully placed to direct the water toward the covered drain. A shop vacuum and hose are placed near the drain. The soap, oil, and grease in this water must be treated or disposed of properly. So the shop vac sucks up the dirty water into a drum for later treatment or disposal. The polluted water that comes off engines is like the water that comes off streets and parking lots when they're cleaned. Because he steam cleans flat surfaces and vehicles, Scott Burns learned about pollution prevention early on.
Back in the late 80s, they was doing fleets of trucks and realized that
The amount of grease and oil that we were generating was definitely going to become an issue.
Scott developed a system for collecting dirty water and disposing of it properly. The pollution prevention methods he uses inside his shop are very similar to the methods you saw him using earlier around the parking lot storm drain. A concrete berm and sloped floor direct water to a sump. The water, polluted by steam cleaning the truck's engine, collects in the sump. It's much too dirty to go into the storm drains or the sanitary sewer. Polluted water from the shop and from outside jobs goes to a treatment or disposal company that has a permit to dispose of polluted water. The local sanitary sewer agency gave Scott permission to send less polluted water, from washing cars, for example, to the sanitary sewer, where it goes to the sewage treatment plant. So this kind of dirt doesn't go to the sanitary sewers or to the storm drains. This company is preventing pollution as it cleans a gas station. Mats and portable booms keep oily, soapy water out of storm drains.
We're doing this work to stop storm drain runoff pollution from mobile pressure washing activities, such as cleaning gas stations and parking lots. Anytime you have to remove used motor oil or paints, that's what our primary focus is on.
Workers vacuum the dirty water into a tank inside the truck. At this point, the water could be trucked away for proper treatment or disposal, as it was in earlier examples. But this company uses a different approach, on-site treatment. Workers can clean up dirty water right at the job site. Special materials are added to the water that bond with the pollutants and form solid particles. The solid particles settle on the bottom of the tank and are later disposed of as non-hazardous. The cleaned up water is pumped directly to the sanitary sewer on site, but only if the local sewer agency has given the company permission. So the water is clean, the pavement is clean, and the environment is clean. Pressure washing buildings is another kind of job that can cause water pollution. Paint chips can be toxic, so if you're cleaning buildings that have old or peeling paint, you need to take the same precautions you use when you clean parking areas. Even when you wash unpainted buildings or buildings with paint in good condition, you must keep pollutants out of the streets and storm drains.
Basically, we follow all the guidelines that are set down by BASMAA. We teach them to take things into the landscaping where necessary, or collect if it's a real high toxicity, if it's something really bad like oil from a parking garage, then those things are collected. Okay, this is the low side of the area right here, the low side of the drain. So most of the water is going to accumulate over here. This is our backup, the cover for the drain. The first line of defense is the dike right there. We don't want to use the cover, it's just there for a backup. The dike is going to keep the water away. That's our secondary right there. So then we'll put the sump pump right there and take the water away before it has a chance to fill this in.
This paint is in good condition, so it's okay to let the wastewater fall on the lawn and planting beds, if the owner has given permission. Algae, molds, and ordinary dirt on buildings, sidewalks, and plazas can be disposed of in the landscaping or even in the street if you're washing only with water or steam. But it's still important to pick up as much dirt and trash as you can before you pressure wash.
Five years ago when I started doing this, there wasn't really much that I was aware of regulations about going to storm drains. Now, we're pretty much told to block drains, pick up debris, try to use no soap or less soap as possible to achieve a good job.
When you're washing other areas too, around dumpsters or to remove graffiti, you need to protect streets and storm drains. Use dry cleanup as much as you can and keep wastewater out of the streets and storm drains. This downtown plaza looks pretty clean.
Look for any drains that might be covered up.
I see some rust stains here. We might want to, if we have any wet sand, we might want to blow that off if we have it.
Since the workers have protected the storm drains before cleaning, the sandy water will go to the Ivy, not into the bay.
We thought it would be very tough to comply. We didn't want a lot of red tape. And it became now a second nature where we can just really do it. It require staff being educated and reminded, especially when new people come in.
As you've seen, workers can put pollution prevention into action on many different kinds of jobs. By cleaning up before you wash down. By washing without soaps or solvents whenever you can. By keeping polluted water out of storm drains. And by disposing of wastewater correctly and legally. Following these rules protects the environment and protects your company and its clients from government fines. Pollution prevention can also lead to more jobs and better paying ones. Companies and workers trained by BASMAA can use their training to attract and retain clients. BASMAA pamphlets and pollution prevention vouchers show your clients that you have helped them protect the environment and obey the law.
This is for cleaning your parking lots and sideways. I'll walk through it real quick. The cleaning method was with water and soap. The precautions we used were the dry cleanup, which was a blower. We swept up all the remaining debris. We blocked the storm drains. The runoff was contained. Disposal was to the landscaping for the cleaner water and the hazardous waste disposal for the oily water. This is your copy, and I will keep the white.
If I just let this grease or this soapy water going under the drain, it's going to pretty much go in the bay where I fish.
They know that the job is going to be done right.
Don't let it go down the drain. That's all there is to it. Don't let it go down the drain. That's all there is to it.